ॐ नारायणाय परिपूर्णगुणार्णवाय विश्वोदयस्थितिलयोन्नियतिप्रदाय ज्ञानप्रदाय विबुधासुरसौख्यदुःख सत्कारणाय वितताय नमो नमस्ते. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Before we start second verse or second shloka, let us take a look at another interesting character of Mahabharata, who is responsible for all this chaos. Duryodhana, the spoilt kid. Duryodhana is the classic example of a pampered child trapped in an adult body. From childhood, he had everything without earning it. A kingdom by birth, power by privilege, and protection despite repeated mistakes. Instead of correction, he received excuses. Instead of discipline, defense. Never told no. Every desire was justified because he was the prince. He was a blame shifter. Failures were always someone else's fault, especially the Pandavas. He had entitled mindset. He believed the throne was his right, not a responsibility. He was addicted to comparisons. Yudhishthira's virtues felt like an insult. Bhima's strength felt like humiliation. A spoilt child does not ask what is right. He asks, why don't I have what they have? Duryodhana was not unintelligent, not incapable, and not weak. His downfall was unchecked ego, and ego nourished by a blind father who loved but never corrected, elders who compromised dharma for family peace, a friend, Karna, who strengthened his defiance, not his wisdom. So, child within Duryodhana never ever matured. He exposes himself by saying this: Janami dharmam nacha me pravrittihi, janamya dharmam nacha me nivrittihi, kenapi devena hridi sthitena, yatha niyuktosmi tatha karomi. I know what is dharma is, but I have no inclination to follow it. I know what adharma is, but I cannot withdraw from it. Some power seated in my heart pushes me to do so, and I act accordingly. This is not ignorance. This is conscious refusal. Duryodhana is not confused about right and wrong. He is addicted to his own conditioning. That is the mark of a spoilt child grown old. He knows the rules, but he hates the rules. And he breaks the rules, but he blames fate for breaking it. Something inside me makes me to do it. It is not wisdom. It is the final escape of ego, avoiding responsibility. This verse reveals three deep failures: moral paralysis, knowledge without courage, emotional slavery, habits stronger than values, spiritual dishonesty, blaming destiny instead of desire. A mature person says, I choose this. A spoilt person says, I was made to do this. Duryodhana is the perfect case study of a man destroyed not by lack of resources, but by excess of resources without maturity. See this ancient warning and the picture becomes complete. Yauvanam dhanasampattihi prabhutvam avivekata ekaikamapyanarthaya kimuyatra chatushtayam. Youth, wealth, power, and lack of wisdom. Even one of these can cause destruction. What then to say when all come together? Duryodhana had all four. Yauvanam, youth, the raw energy without self-control. Dhanasampatti, wealth, abundance of wealth without gratitude. Prabhutvam, power, authority without accountability. Avivekata, lack of discernment. Ego without reflection. This combination is spiritually explosive. Youth said, I want. Wealth said, I can. Power said, who will stop me? Aviveka said, that is lack of knowledge. Wisdom said, why should I? That is how spoiled child becomes a tyrant. His inner contradictions, you can see that. He knew dharma, janami dharmam. He refused to live it. Nachame pravrutti. He had everything to choose rightly. But he chose wrongly every single time. This is not tragedy. This is willful collapse. The dice game is perfect example of his spoilt behavior. Duryodhana invites the Pandavas to a friendly game of dice. He knows three things very clearly. Yudhishthira cannot refuse a royal invitation. Shakuni will manipulate the dice. Victory is guaranteed without effort. But this is not the courage. This is privilege of power and abusing dharma. As the game progresses, Yudhishthira loses kingdom, wealth, brothers, and finally himself. A mature ruler would stop at that point. A wise youth would feel restraint at that point. But Duryodhana, drunk on youthful arrogance, demands, let him take Draupadi. This is not strategy. This is childish cruelty with adult consequences. When Draupadi is dragged into the court, humiliated and questioned, Duryodhana commits a small physical act, but the outcome was massive. He slaps his thigh and laughs. That laugh is important. Not rage, not fear, but enjoyment. This is where the verse comes alive. Yauvanam dhanasampattihi prabhutvam avivekata ekaikamapyanarthaya kimuyatra chatushtayam. He had youth, but there was recklessness. He had wealth, but that is insulation from consequences. He had power, no one to stop him. He had lack of wisdom, no inner break. It means because of youthfulness, he had a recklessness. Because of health, there was insulation from consequences. He had power, so no one can stop him. He had lack of wisdom, so there is no inner break. Even Bhishma, Drona, Vidura, everybody were present there. They were silent, not because dharma is unclear, but because of power. Because of power has paralyzed conscience. This particular small incident had bigger impact in Mahabharata. No weapons were used. No blood was spilled. Yet Kurukshetra began right there. Duryodhana never appears directly in Bhagavad Gita. Yet the entire Gita exists because of him. He represents the person who refuses guidance, rejects self-reflection, chooses ego over evolution. A spoiled kid grows up to become a dangerous adult because power without maturity becomes destruction. Lessons for us as parents, leaders, and youth from Duryodhana's life. Love without discipline spoils. Power without humility destroys. And a child never thought limits will one day break the world trying to protect his ego. Mahabharata quietly teaches us wars don't begin on battlefields. They begin in living rooms, courts, and boardrooms where arrogance, laugh, and wisdom stay silent. Youth is power if guided. Wealth is strength if shared. Authority is sacred if restrained. But when all three sit on an undisciplined mind, even a dice game can burn an entire dynasty. Hari Om. God bless you all. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschit dukkha bhag bhavet. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Sham.